Hi, my name is Tessa Cannon, and I'm the founder and executive director of For the Love of Primates. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the care and understanding of laboratory primates used in research. Over the past 10 years, we've seen an exponential increase in the number of primates used in laboratory research. They're used from anything from understanding progressive diseases, the development of new drug therapies, even in the development of the COVID-19 vaccine. But of the over 100,000 primates that are used in research, less than 1% of them will be retired to accredited sanctuaries. The rest will sadly be euthanized. The reason for this disparity is twofold. First, there is a lack of housing and infrastructure to house laboratory primates. And second, there's a lack of holistic understanding of the needs of primates from their breeding, through their time in research, and into retirement. But For the Love of Primates has solutions to both of these problems. First, our operational goal is to create a primate sanctuary in Central Ohio, servicing all of the Midwest. And Central Ohio in particular is a hub for medical research, with over 1,000 primates living just in Columbus alone, with no plans for retirement. And second, we aim to form collaborative relationships with industry leaders throughout Central Ohio. By forming these relationships and creating this sanctuary, we will not only be able to improve primate welfare, we will also serve as a replicable example for other institutions and sanctuaries across the United States. We surveyed over 400 individuals across social media and asked them to estimate how many primates they thought were involved in laboratory research. And our results showed a gross underestimation. But after these individuals were educated on the number of primates in laboratories, they showed an overwhelming support for primate retirement over euthanasia. And there's not just support for this in the public sector, there's also support in the private sector as well. Research has shown that both laboratory technicians and researchers that know that their primates will be retired at the end of their service show improved workplace morale and emotional well-being. Thanks to collaborative relationships like those created through the North American Primate Sanctuary Alliance, or NAPSA, we know that forming these relationships not only improves the welfare of primates while they're in the laboratory setting, but also creates a more continuous care for these primates from their journey from research to retirement. It's also going to help us aid in the transition for some of these labs that are already attempting to retire their primates. Erica Fleury, the program director of NAPSA, reports that over the last year alone, they've had to turn away hundreds of placements for primates simply because they don't have the space or the funding infrastructure. For the Love of Primates takes a grassroots approach to fundraising, and through our involvement in community events throughout Cleveland and Columbus, we've brought in an influx of donations from one-time, monthly, and annual donors, family foundations, and local businesses. Our local donors recognize that For the Love of Primates takes a holistic approach to primate care and tries to build a better future for primates through collaboration and community education. And it's thanks to this loyal donor base that we believe that we can grow our organization even further. Since our founding in 2019, we've collectively brought in over $70,000 worth of donations just from our loyal, animal-loving donor base alone. We believe that we can take our organization to the next level with investor donors. This would include medical professionals, pharmaceutical companies, research laboratories, and even the entertainment industry. And we will do this in 3 ways. First, we will work collaboratively with these institutions to write grants that have built-in models where they can denote monetary value towards For the Love of Primates that will go towards the eventual retirement of the primates used in those studies. Second, we'll be writing our own grant proposals in order to better understand the life cycle of the research primate, to know exactly where to put our time and effort to aid in this transition towards retirement. And finally, we don't want to discount the social value that donating to For the Love of Primates will have for these institutions. Not only will they be increasing their public appeal, they'll also be showing that they treat their primates ethically and building a firm foundation of respect with the nonprofit community. Our competitive landscape currently consists of other operational primate sanctuaries. However, we don't really view these other sanctuaries as competitors. We view them more as teammates because we're all working towards the same goal. There's only 8 accredited primate sanctuaries in the United States, and the majority of these are located in the South. We'll be modeling our first year's annual budget after Primates Incorporated, another small recently founded sanctuary. We'll be modeling our donor outreach off of the Center for Great Apes to hopefully increase our own budget to their level within the first 10 years. And finally, we will be modeling our research, enrichment, and outreach opportunities off of Chimp Haven. This would include bringing in outside students and researchers from universities around Central Ohio and beyond for non-invasive research opportunities and internships. However, the real competitor for primate retirement isn't these other sanctuaries, it's euthanasia. So I'm sure that you're thinking, well, isn't primate retirement expensive? If it's not, then why aren't more sanctuaries and laboratories already doing this? And so let's use the NIH as an example. Their research project grant budget alone is $21.6 billion a year, and they house about 8,400 primates in NIH-funded institutions. Thanks to the numbers provided by our fellow sanctuaries on the annual cost of care per primate, we were able to calculate that the NIH would have to increase its budget by only 0.2% per year to be able to afford to retire every single primate in its care. To put this in perspective, the NIH increased its budget over the last fiscal year by 4.9%. This really shows that the problem isn't funding, it's knowledge and it's effort, and that's where For the Love of Primates comes in. Our next step is to increase capital by launching our capital campaign. We will do this by relying on our loyal donor base, family foundations, and writing grants through our collaborative partners. This money will be used towards the purchase of land, the design and construction of our sanctuary, and towards a 5-year operational reserve. The accreditation process will go hand in hand with this design and construction, and as an introductory member of NAPSA, we will be able to have the support of these very experienced primate sanctuaries throughout this process. Our milestones in 2022 include finalizing our land purchase, beginning our sanctuary design, and continuing our ongoing nonprofit development. We've been working with a realtor in Ashland County who is not only experienced in land acquisition for nonprofits, she's also very involved in the animal welfare community. So we're very hopeful that although we've already set aside some money for the purchase of this land, that we'll be able to get this down payment donated. We've also been working with the Epstein Group on the design of our sanctuary. They've worked with such organizations as the Gorilla Foundation and Zoo Atlanta, and they're working towards helping us design a sanctuary that maximizes primate welfare while minimizing our environmental impact. And finally, we're going to continue to work with the nonprofit consultants at Gettler and Associates to continue our board member education, begin immediately writing grants with our industry partners, and to launch our capital campaign. Our team is highly educated, not only in primate care and in veterinary care, but in business acumen and in grassroots community development. We are diverse, we're innovative, we're not afraid to shake things up in the boardroom, and we're not afraid to continue this on the nonprofit stage as well. So why For the Love of Primates and why right now? Well, we are optimally positioned not only in the Midwest, which is this hub for medical research, but also in with our involvement with our industry partners. We believe that by collaboratively working with organizations that are normally seen as adversaries, we'll be able to create a better future for primates and humans alike. After all, it's only through teamwork that we're going to be able to improve the welfare of these primates used in research, and we want you to be a part of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit our website, look us up on social media using the QR code, or reach out to one of our dedicated board members. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks for helping us create a better future for primates.